strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently. We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
We get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so first of all, let me just say that I apologize for being so late. But it is storming over here and the power went out right before I started the live. So I had to wait for it to come back on. So please pray that it doesn't go off again. I'm starting to think that they really are putting voodoo on me. Okay. And so anyway, listen. Trump had this big fair plan, thinking it was going to be all of that. And then all of his guests, the music guests, backed out on him. And then he decided to still go ahead and have it. But as you all can see, people are clearly passing out from the heat. Okay? People are passing out from the heat. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But before we do, let's talk about baby Kohen Wiley. Now, I showed you all a portion of the press conference this morning. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, first off, let me see who all is in here. Okay, we got Ashkan, Leon, Juju B, Angie. Okay, Greta Lee, I see you, beloved. Buckhorst DC, Blacks Music. All right, let's get into it. 57 Beige Fox, Leon, Pathways and Prophecies. Okay, Queen Amona Huey. All right, Slow Bird is here. Nessa G. Okay, Miss Nisi. All right, shout out to Trisha, J Love the Queen, DJ Big Six. Okay, so shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen, and a big shout out to my moderators because y'all know they be putting in work, keeping the trolls out of here and all of that. Okay, so before we get started, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes Hair Oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts, and you can also find her products at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she sells beard oil, and there's a sale tomorrow for the 4th of July. Okay, now that all being said, earlier this morning, I showed you all a portion of the press conference that Ben Crump held because they had a second independent autopsy performed on little Kohen Wiley. Okay, and here's what they came to the conclusion of. Let's talk about it. So, according to attorney Ben Crump, the preliminary independent autopsy of 1-year-old Kohen Wiley found evidence that he was shot from the side of the vehicle, not the front. Now, why is that important? Because the police lied, as they often do, and they tried to act as though the woman driving was about to run them over, that she used her vehicle as a weapon and was trying to hit them. And so they feared for their lives and safety. And so this is why they shot into the vehicle. So they say. But this independent autopsy disputes those claims. And so they say Crump emphasized that the findings were preliminary because the pathologist did not yet have access to all evidence, including police video. Specifically, Crump says the autopsy report found that the bullet entered Cohen's right side and exited his left side. Okay, the pattern of injuries and cuts from shattered passenger side window glass was consistent with the shot entering through the passenger side of the vehicle. Now, the damage to the passenger side window was also represented as supporting that trajectory. Okay, so I don't know why the police think they can just keep telling all these dumb lies and that people aren't going to. See, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. They probably feel like this is a young mother. She doesn't have any, she's not that smart, probably figuring that she's not going to have the wherewithal to go and hire an attorney and get all of this stuff done. Okay. But see, this is why y'all talk bad about Benjamin Crump, but I want you all to pay attention. Once a person is dead, there's no bringing them back. There's nothing we can do. The only thing that we can hope for is justice through the criminal justice system. But when it's a police officer, that's seldom going to be the case. And even if they give them some time, it will never be enough to bring back or to compensate for the life that they stole. Okay? And most of these are always unwarranted, and the people are unarmed. Okay, so I want you all to think about that. So the only level of justice you can get after those things fail is monetary compensation. Okay, and that's what Benjamin Crump does. So with that all being said, Crump argued, and let's not forget that it is some of the attorneys from Benjamin Crump's own office that are working pro bono on the Carmelo Anthony case. Okay, please pay attention. Y'all want to act like this man doesn't care about his people, but I beg to differ. Now, with that being said, specifically Crump argued that these findings contradict the initial police account. State investigators had previously said that officers attempted to stop the vehicle, but the driver drove towards the officers, nearly striking one of them, prompting an officer to fire. All lies and BS clearly. Crump contended that if the fatal bullet came from the side of the vehicle, it raises questions about the claim that officers fired because the car was coming directly at them. As he put it, if the bullet entered from the side, how are you in harm's way if the bullet is coming from the side? Because you're not standing in front of the car, you're on the side of the car. And when she's driving, unless she's driving the car sideways, going from side to side, they were not in danger. So that's the lies and BS that they told once again. Now, at the same time, Crump repeatedly said that the autopsy does not by itself establish exactly how the shooting occurred. Now, he called for the release of the body camera footage, the dash camera footage, and the Walmart surveillance footage, arguing that those records are needed to determine the positions of the officers and the vehicle and to fully evaluate the officer's account. Now, independent experts quoted by the Associated Press likewise cautioned that investigators need additional evidence, such as scene reconstruction, vehicle damage, and video before drawing firm conclusions from just the bullet wounds alone. Okay? Did y'all hear that? So lying as per usual. And like I said, I've told you all many times that when the police are in the right, they hurry up and get that body cam and dash cam footage right out there. But when they know that they've done something nefarious and they know they're going to have to pay for it, okay, at the end of the day, that's when they try to stall. Oh, we can't release the footage due to an pending investigation and all of that. Okay? Want you all to pay attention. So, prayers for justice for little Cohen's family. These officers should be in jail. They absolutely need to go to jail. Okay, because they lied and they had no business shooting into that vehicle and they knew that it was a child in there. Okay, they knew. They literally said it in the police reports. Okay. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about India Ari. I'm going to go to her video where she responded to claims of people suggesting that she was calling for people to boycott Young Miami's song.
Wrongly reported that I think we should boycott this song of the summer. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I refuse to sing that song, but either you know what it is or you don't. And if you don't, you can go find it. It's very easy. But I don't think we should boycott. What I want is to see people understand the power of words and music and to make choices that are healthy for them. That's what I want. Do I think it matters what I want for people? No. I have finally learned that it doesn't matter and that there's no amount of sacrificing my life force energy that is going to make anybody want anything better for themselves. All I can do is emanate what I emanate, stand for what I stand for, and hope that it reaches who it's meant to reach. And that's it. And that's all I'm going to do. And so my comment makes it very clear that I don't think we should boycott. My comment is tantamount to everybody doesn't want the same thing. And there are a lot of people who are saying it's just a song. Well, if that's what you think, enjoy. But what I know is that music has power. But of course, I have used that power to help some people. And I have traveled around this world twice. And I see the impact of what we export out of the Black American experience to the rest of the world. Longer story for another time, but I've seen it. So I know, and I'm telling you what it is, but you enjoy if that's what you want to do. And I will enjoy doing what I want to do. And that's why I don't think anybody needs to boycott. I think people just need to make choices for themselves. That's what I think. That's one. Two, also, this is a short version of a longer video. I put a much longer video where I go into detail about these concepts on my Substack. So go check that out if you're interested. Two, I was also in the blogs because I made comments about Clive Davis. And I said, watch what kind of stories you're going to see coming out about him. I signed my record deal when I was 22 years old. And so I learned about human nature through the lens of the music industry. So I got a full hot dose of all of it. And I know what kind of stories are going to come. I don't need to say anything more because.
Okay, India, thank you for the tidbit. We all know that Clive Davis was a low down, dirty snake. Well, at least I know that. I don't know about the rest of you. Okay, so here's the thing. What do you all think about her thoughts on Young Miami's song? What do you all think? Do you all agree that people need to make better choices? I love India Ari's music, but here's the thing. A lot of this music coming out is trash, and a lot of it does send the wrong messages. But if that's the hill she wants to die on, I could have thought that, we'd have had the same energy for WAP and some of these rap songs that some of these men are making, where these men are, promoting crimes. Okay, where they're talking about taking out people who look like them. Okay, that's what I would be more concerned about. Okay, that's what I'm more concerned about. Okay, these studio gangsters who are out here encouraging the youth to take to a life of crime and out here thugging and rugging with a D. Okay, I'm sorry. That's a whole lot worse than Young Miami. Now she is talking about boosting women. Where y'all at? Spending that money in them bags or whatever. I don't know how the song goes, but anyway, I'm just saying. At the end of the day, y'all shouldn't be out here boosting. Okay, y'all are still doing that. And let me tell you all something funny too. This really isn't funny. It's really sad. But there was a lady and her daughter just last week that I meant to tell you all about it. But they were posting videos to Young Miami's song, holding all of these fancy bags and stuff that they had purchased for thousands of dollars, and only to find out, well, actually, they didn't purchase them. Actually, they were skimming and scamming. Okay. And so they got arrested. And the sad thing is, it was a mother and daughter duo. And then one of them, I think it was the mother, had already just done a bid for the same thing, which was retail theft, and had literally just gotten out shortly before. And then right back online with bags that are stolen, clearly, okay, and dancing to that song, and now you're arrested back in jail. So I guess maybe that's maybe that's why NDRE said, "Listen, this song is not it." DJ Big Six said exactly what is the song talking about? It's talking about stealing. Okay, it's talking about the boosters. All right, and y'all know who the boosters are. If you don't, go look at Baby Boy and what Tyrese was doing when he was buying those dresses from the people off the back of a truck and then going into hair salons and selling them to Black women and stuff. That's what that's all about. Okay. And so anyway, with that all being said, people is ignorant putting everything on social media. Yeah, they are. I love it. I love it for them, because if you're that dumb, you need to go to jail. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's continue. Let's continue. Let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about Trump, because Trump has been dying to have this World Fair. And let's take a look at it, shall we? And then we'll talk about the sad fact of the matter of what's really going on and why it's being canceled. Okay, let's get into it. Like, sub, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
And we've got thousands of people celebrating this birthday with us, Tommy. You and I had a chance to go out. We got to see some of the exhibits. I'm sure you got what I got, which was a lot of people going, hey, love to watch it on Fox. I hope a lot of them left the mall, went home and turned on their TV and are watching this right now.
Come with us to the Great American State Fair. We are here at the Great American State Fair, a wonderful affair put on by Donald Trump to celebrate the 250th anniversary of this great country. It seems like the only thing that's really hot today is the temperature, because it is breaking 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 36 degrees Celsius for international friends. We were told there were supposed to be tens of thousands of people here, but there wasn't really that many people here at the time. Luckily, I guess that just meant more fun for us. I just got out of the American Canvas collab with Faith and Family, and this exhibit was off the charts. There was this amazing exhibit about the Great Awakening, Call Me Woke. There were all these amazing texts and reminders that the separation of church and state, a little overrated. And finally, guys, I got to meet George Washington. I was just in the America Innovates exhibit, which out of the vast industrious spirit that America has, illustrated a few particular companies, one of which was, of course, Truth Social, Donald Trump's very own social media app. Another was, of course, TikTok, which has a major stake owned by the pro-Israel, pro-Trump billionaire Larry Ellison. And, of course, our very own SpaceX, which, you know, I know there's been some unsavory headlines lately, but I think it just goes to show Elon Musk really deserves to be a trillionaire.
This is more than a concert. It's a powerful celebration of faith, hope, and the songs that have shaped our nation.
So, even though it's 100 degrees outside, Budweiser still found a way to bring these beautiful horses out. And they have their own little cages too. It's so cute. I hope they're having fun.
It does look boring, doesn't it? I'm sure it is.
So this Trump-supporting live streamer went to the America State Fair today and tried to claim for everybody watching that there are thousands of people there when her own video shows it's completely empty.
I mean, look, you guys, it's over 90 degrees, and look at everybody milling around. There's a lot of people here because this is from 1st Street to 4th Street down here is the World Cup FIFA fan zone. Then you have from 4th Street all the way to 14th Street is the Great American State Fair. This is enormous, and so people are inside, outside, milling around. There are thousands and thousands of people here, so thank you. Anyone who says that this hasn't had attendance is just trying trying to sabotage. This has been amazing.
These MAGA people are insane. They are insane. They think that if you say nobody's at this state fair based on images like this, you're trying to sabotage it. No, we're just telling the truth. Nobody went. I need a psychologist to tell me what's going on in the comments with these MAGA people, because they see something that's not good for Donald Trump, and despite their own eyes telling them something, they believe the opposite. It's just insanity.
It's a great once-in-a-lifetime event, and that's why we wanted to make the trip up here.
I think the country's worth celebrating, even though we're imperfect.
This is like this older version of America that either doesn't exist anymore or never existed in the first place.
The Great American State Fair is underway on the National Mall, with lower than expected turnout so far. Reaction to the fair has been mixed, partly due to concerns that President Trump has injected partisan politics and himself into celebrating 250 years of American independence. We asked fairgoers what this 2-week-long spectacle, complete with a mock-up of Trump's proposed victory arch, says about the president and American history.
There you go. Thanks for stopping.
The idea is to celebrate 250 years of America. However, once our current president got involved, the situation changed. Our president is a divider and a destroyer, no matter what he touches.
What brought me down was definitely that Trump said he was going to do a speech. And then everything else is just gravy to me.
Explain to me, America is back.
Yeah, God, country, family is very important. 250 years and conservatism is still prominent.
I'm a juggler and a clown from Brattleboro, Vermont.
What was your fear coming here?
Being the court jester for a mad king, right? You don't really want to be caught doing that.
God is a plan and a purpose for the United States of America.
The primer for American history, it is sponsored by PragerU, which doesn't have the best history for accurate representation, particularly African American communities, like queer communities, like all that stuff. It feels more like it's becoming about his presidency rather than about America.
Freedom 250, the group commissioned by President Trump to plan the fair, has tried to downplay the idea that divisive politics is behind the low turnout.
To pretend that for the last 250 years, people haven't sparred at the dinner table. Everyone knows, families fight. So politics alike, and we're, again, very excited. Nothing here is political. You can very see this is a welcoming place that invites all Americans.
I like being around people who are grateful to be in America. I feel very sad when I see empty booths from states who didn't show up. I wish the country were more unified, but being here is a positive experience.
Bless their hearts, honey. These people are so ridiculous, okay? It's just what it is. Now, that being said, let's go to what Ben Masalas had to say about it, because he cracks me up when he goes in on Trump, because he leaves no stone unturned when he clowns them. And then Greta is sitting here being real messy, talking about raccoons out at the fair trying to blend in. Aren't they, though? Let me use my overlay. Because people are passing out. They had to have some people taken to the hospital, so I've heard.
Is panicking as the state fair in Washington, D.C. has officially been shut down. Let me repeat, the state fair is closed, and there have been a ton of medical emergencies right now in Washington, D.C., in and around the state fair, because of the massive heat wave that everybody has been warning about, but that the Trump regime is ignoring. What we are hearing is that there have been multiple people who have passed out, who were sent to the hospital. The Trump regime did not have sufficient medical stations. There were no misting stations. There was insufficient water. The booths by the so-called Great American State Fair didn't have AC. This became a massive health hazard, and we are hearing there have been a lot of people going to the hospital, a lot of people who have been seriously suffering from health conditions. Bill Mulligan over at Fox posted the following message: the National Mall is closing and the Great American State Fair is postponed until 5 p.m. for what we believe are heat-related reasons. Everyone is being asked to go to the exits. It is miserably hot and humid today. Genuinely feels like a sauna when you step outside. Yeah, according to meteorologists, Washington, D.C. right now is hotter than 99% of the rest of the world right now. Only a few places like in sub-Saharan Africa and a few locations in China are actually hotter than Washington, D.C. Here's the sign right here. Andrew Leadon posted this. The Great American State Fair is closed due to heat. Everyone must exit until 5 p.m., but I think it's going to be much longer than that. You have Julian Andrian over at Dropsite. Shout out to the guys at Dropsite, the people at Dropsite. They do great work. Here's what he just posted. Great American State Fair postponed because multiple attendees passed out due to heat stroke. I was there filming a Dropsite news vlog, and I personally witnessed 3 people pass out. The number is likely higher than 7 total. Take a look at this interview that Julian did with a staff member who was there at the so-called Great American State Fair. Folks, there is an emergency going down right now. State regime media is covering it up. Corporate news is covering it up. Julian's got the scoop here. Play this clip.
My name is Shayna, and I'm the CEO of Baskin Lather Co. I'm also a licensed nurse practitioner. Baskin Lather Co. is a natural hair growth brand catered towards not only growing, but retaining.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got just a second to tell us what's going on right now.
All right, so right now it's a heat wave going on.
Well, here, stand back here.
It's a heat wave going on right now, and people were just outside having fun, but people were also outside and passing out. Okay.
How many people did you see pass out yourself?
7 people passed out in the last 1 hour. 6 or 7 people passed out in the last 1 hour. I promise you, that's why they closing.
Is the event well prepared enough for this? I mean,
at my station, I can't talk to the whole thing. You see, I got waters. Well, I had waters, but I still got cold water inside. So I don't know.
Is anybody going to the emergency room, the hospital?
A lot of people is. A lot of people is.
Dozens?
But they got little medical tents over there, which you can see. They got medical tents. It's 5 to 6 beds in the medical center, and they got free air and free water.
Did your bosses prepare you for something like this? Did they say that today was going to be a mass? I mean,
not really. They just said just be out here.
Just be out here.
Yeah, just be out here.
Just show up and something's going to happen, right?
Something's going to happen.
Well,
but my job is to make sure that y'all up, y'all thirsty, and y'all dehydrated, y'all hydration, and y'all good. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Attention, fair voters. Now, this is how it was being reported on state regime media, which calls itself Fox. They said, we saw a few thousand people out here. Today was actually one of the most heavily attended events, and it was going to be great. But now we've got to push everybody out. Yesterday, you all told people to show up, and that the way to show your patriotism, to show that you're a true patriot to Donald Trump, was to suffer in 104-degree weather. Y'all are culpable for this. Here, play this clip.
Great American State Fair. They are closing it for the time being. We're just getting word of this. Due to the heat, Mark Meredith is there. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, Sandra, well, I can confirm the heat is absolutely a major factor here. We are just shy of 100 degrees right now with the heat index. It feels well over it. Just moments ago, they pushed everybody to the exits off the side of the National Mall. You can see one of the exits here. And I know we've been talking about crowd size all week. This has been the busiest day of the fair. We saw a few thousand people out here, especially as the flybys were going on. But now, as you can see, they're pushing everybody out. God bless you. You guys get over okay?
Yeah.
Let me help you. Just be careful getting to the exit. They've also put up signs right here, Sandra, that show what's going on. They say the event postponed. We will reopen at 5 p.m. Now, it's always possible that they could extend those closures right here. The heat is going to continue well through sunset, but you can also hear on the loudspeaker right here, they pushed everybody to the exit. We've seen a number of VIPs, cabinet secretaries. Donald Trump Jr. was out here earlier today. A lot of people coming to check it out. As we expected, Sandra, this is going to be the heat of the event itself, but obviously these temperatures, which we've been talking about all week, are dangerous, and they wanted to make sure people can seek shelter because, as you know, on the mall, you were just here, Sandra, there is nowhere to hide from the sun unless you're in those state pavilions, and those are very cramped quarters indeed. Sandra?
And just so you see that we bring receipts, this is what state regime was saying yesterday. State regime media, they were saying it feels like 110 degrees outside, but the true patriots are showing up. No, they weren't. It was empty. There's nobody there. And you were encouraging people. And now there have been massive medical emergencies taking place. Let's play it.
Here, of course, on the National Mall. And here's the thing. We're celebrating, of course, all 50 nifty United States, which is great, but the temperatures are also here to party. The current temperature outside right now, by the way, 101 degrees. You factor in the humidity, and it feels like 110 degrees outside right now. We have excessive heat warnings that are in effect, not just today, but through tomorrow, meaning that at times, get this, Brett, it could feel like 115 degrees. But let me tell you something, that does not stop our true patriots. You can see them out here celebrating on the National Mall, all right? Now, here's the thing. The heat, though, certainly keeping the crowds at bay at the Great American State Fair. Plenty of folks still braving the heat to be a part of America's 250th birthday. And, hey, if you're thinking about taking a train in, budget some extra.
And here you have Donald Trump out there at a speech that he gave in North Dakota, bragging about 107-degree weather. That ain't a flex. Bragging about 107-degree weather in Washington, D.C., and saying, it's going to be 107 degrees out there, so I'm going to do a really long speech just to show that I can do anything. That's sick. That's disgusting. You're going to kill people is what you're going to do. Here, play this clip.
And this week, we look back on 250 years of glorious freedom, and we took so much time and so much effort. And by the way, on July 4th, it's going to be approximately 107 degrees out. And I'm going to go and I'm going to make a really long speech just to show that I can do anything. It's going to be 107.
And so the so-called Freedom 250, which is the scheming entity that took over America 250 that's responsible for this disaster and grift, they posted the following: the safety and well-being of every guest remains our top priority as we celebrate this historic 250 Independence Day. In light of the current heat conditions, Freedom 250, the United States Park Police, the National Park Service, the Secret Service, and Federal Emergency Management Agency have coordinated closely to adjust event timing and expand cooling resources, water stations, and medical support across the grounds. Pause. Okay, if you have cooling stations, water stations, misting stations, why weren't they out today? Why weren't you helping people today who are now being hospitalized because of you? We are proud to welcome the public to a safe, well-prepared, and truly memorable celebration of America's 250th birthday. This is the least safe thing. I mean, you take a look at the event timing that it's talking about as well. It says the gates open at 5. The main programming begins at 7 p.m. The fireworks start at 10:30, allegedly. They're going to have people out there for 7-8 hours in the heat like that. And it's very hot and muggy and humid at night as well over there. Also, you look at food, drink, and water. Food and beverages available for purchase throughout the site. Free water refill, distribution, and misting stations to help you stay cool. Well, where are they today? And is that a free refill once you buy the drink? In any event, I'll show you what else they're saying on state regime media right now so you can see for yourself. They're out there today, yelling at Mamdani and saying, oh, Mamdani, I am at 70 degrees, so come get it, Mamdani. Come get it, Mamdani. These are serious stuff, folks. As our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, writes, entertainment politics for brain-dead morons who need to create a fictitious version of real people and things to cope with realities that don't fit their narrow, shallow worldview. Let's play this clip.
To your point, the celebrity, as Harris pointed out, that's what elected him. I say don't tread on me when it comes to the air conditioning. I'm at 70 degrees, so come and get it, Mamdani. I'm not changing it. But that's how socialism works. It's socialism for thee, not for me.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there, beloveds. I let you all watch that a little longer because I was actually preoccupied posting another link for tomorrow's show. I'm having a guest on here. We're going to be talking about Carmelo Anthony and many of the things that have gone on with the case. Okay, so I was doing that. So with that all being said, listen, it sounds like the whole thing was clearly a disaster. Okay, clearly a disaster. So I know Trump is somewhere crying in the car. Now he's going to try to act like everything's all peaches and cream because he wants to save face. But clearly it was all just about as big as a disaster as his reflection pool that all is full of algae, and he just wasted a whole $16 million. Okay, literally everything Trump touches turns to shish. Okay, it literally does. Turns to shish. Now, with that all being said, let's continue because there are some Black parents that are very upset. Okay, they are very upset because Their children were strip searched by a school. And I find this all very interesting and quite frankly nefarious. Who do they think they are? Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. This is absolutely crazy. Y'all are laughing at the thumbnail. I mean, that's just how I pictured it in my mind's eye. So I just transferred that onto the thumbnail, okay? 7 families, you all.
And one at a time, they were taken into the resource officer office, and they were all searched and strip searched and made to stoop down, bend over. Their genitals were showing.
According to their attorneys, after coming into school, the SRO suspected Cooper's son and others had vapes.
He initiated the search because a vape alarm went off. We don't know whether that's true or not.
Cooper argues her son has no interest with vaping.
My son is very athletic. He is a musician, church musician. I'm a minister as well as a private school owner. So, no, sir.
In their lawsuit against the district, the plaintiffs claim no vapes or contraband was found on any student when the strip searches were over. But from the get-go, their attorneys believe the SRO went too far.
He also admitted that he had a wand, and wands are used specifically to detect whether someone has a vape on them, even if they had it somewhere hidden on their body parts. So he could have taken that route.
Since this incident, every parent involved says their kids feel mentally hurt and violated. This lawsuit is about more than financial compensation.
This district has no policies in place when it comes to for these types of searches, other than they have to be reasonable. So, we're concerned about, our clients, but certainly about the broader implications for school districts that take advantage of children.
The principal, the superintendent, the assistant principal, the resource officer, I want to see them gone because obviously they do not care about our children.
This case is being handled in the Northern District of Mississippi's Federal Court Division. When we reached out to the legal counsel representing the school district, he acknowledged the lawsuit has been filed, but would not comment any farther on legal strategy. Reporting in Atala County, Alex Love, 3 on your side.
And one at a
Let me tell you all something. Here's the thing. First of all, I would be pressing charges. You don't tell my child to take off their clothes. Who the hell are you? And a lot of these people in these schools are freaks and perverts and PDF files. Okay, we hear about it all the time. How do we know that this wasn't some sick, depraved excuse to see those children unclothed? Okay, I would be pressing charges for sexual assault and harassment. Please miss me with all of it. Okay, please miss me with all of it. First of all, if you were that concerned and you thought that they had vapes or whatever on them, then you should have prevented them from coming into the building and called their parents to come and pick them up, and then maybe had the parents search them or just take them home. But what you don't do is that. Okay, how humiliating was that? And then having them to stoop down and all that, baby, let me tell you something. I would have been in jail. Okay, I would have acted a whole fool. Okay. I would have acted a whole entire fool. Do you hear me? I would have been right in jail and done time with a smile because don't even try it. This is all sick. And I absolutely think that they had some other intentions, some other ulterior motives. They knew those kids didn't have vapes. You have a whole wand that detects it. Okay, even if you have it tucked away somewhere. So what are we doing here? Freaks. That's what they are, is freaks. Okay, and this is why I keep telling y'all, Black folk, you need to be homeschooling your children because these people are sick out here. Y'all didn't forget about the spirit cooking incident that I reported on about 4 or 5 years ago with that teacher, Karen, and her husband, Bob. Okay, what they put from the husband's body into those cupcakes and then cooked it, took it to school, and fed it to children in middle school. Okay, now they went to jail, but that wouldn't have been enough for me. Okay, that was absolutely deplorable. So let's talk about it because here's the thing. They say the parents of these 7 children, 7 male students too, mind you, are suing the Atala County School District and the county and 13 other defendants, alleging that the boys' constitutional rights were violated when they were strip searched at McAdams High School. Now, the boys, all McAdams High students, were individually escorted to a room on February the 10th and made to strip naked or nearly naked, squat, and in some cases bend over. Honey, what I tell you, for an inspection by a school resource officer and colleagues, according to the federal lawsuit filed June the 15th. This is all sick. Now, attorney Keith French, who's representing the plaintiff, said the incidents violated the Fourth Amendment, which protects against unreasonable search and seizure. Okay, he contends the incident also violates the boys' 14th Amendment rights, which grants freedom from the government invasion of their intimate bodies. Let me tell you something. I want more than monetary compensation. I want them in jail. Okay, and like I said, I would be pressing charges. Forget all the other BS. Now, French also alleges school employees violated the Mississippi Torts Act, which protects residents from offensive touching or invasion, among other violating behavior. Now, the lawsuit accuses school resource officer Leroy Wise, who is also a sheriff deputy, and colleagues of apprehending students near the bathroom without sufficient explanation or consent. Okay, Principal Dietrich Howard or Harmon, who is also a defendant, allegedly monitored the detained students while the searches were underway. Other defendants include Superintendent Ryan Thompson and 10 unnamed staffers. Now, Mississippi Today reached out to the Attala County School District multiple times for comment. They say right now we can't discuss anything that's in litigation. This is what April Jones, who serves as the assistant business manager of the district, and answered a call routed to the superintendent's office. Okay, and Nicholas McLean, the district attorney, did not respond to a request for comment. District officials acknowledged the incident broke school policy, according to the lawsuit. Now, the Attala County School Board mandates that employees take reasonable and conventional measures to maintain control and discipline students. These measures may include restraints, or restraints, and on-the-spot correction. Okay, according to the district's personnel handbook. French, the attorney representing the students, said the strip searches were grossly disproportionate to any legitimate school safety need and actually invasive. See, this is what I'm talking about. They'd all be S offenders by the time I got done. Okay, by the time I finished with them, they'd all have to register. Okay, because what are they doing? Freaks. Now, the lawsuit contends that students did not consent to the searches and were threatened with suspension if they did not comply. Now, the students were released to their classes after the searches. They say when we send our children to school, we give the school our trust. We do not give them dominion over our bodies, according to French. Now, and if the response is denial, delay, minimization, or damage control, as the Attala County School District seems to be doing, then what they're really saying is your child's pain is inconvenient and the institution matters more than they do. Now, some of the students reported anxiety, violent behavior, sleep disruptions, and social withdrawal after the incident, okay, according to the lawsuit. I mean, traumatized, clearly, and who wouldn't be, and humiliated. Now, some have sought counseling and medical care as a result. 3 parents told Mississippi Today that their sons quit their athletic teams soon after the strip searches because the SRO also patrols school sporting events. And that's the SRO, is the school resource officer. Now, saying, I was told there was nothing to worry about. Penny Ellington could tell something traumatic had happened before her son talked about the search. While driving her son, referred to as KH in the lawsuit, and his younger cousin home from school, Ellington heard the boys having a tense conversation about something that happened earlier that day. She thought they may have been in a fight. As she emerged onto the main road home, her son began to describe being strip searched by the school resource officer. Now, his story spurred tears, okay, that she struggled to suppress as she drove. Now, she didn't want her son to see her cry. As she recalled her experience being assaulted as a child, then she said she thought about how she couldn't save her son from danger at his own school. Over subsequent weeks and months, Ellington said she noticed KH withdraw from friends, activities he used to enjoy, things that he used to enjoy, and other hobbies he just didn't want to do. He would lie in bed under the covers in the dark. This is all sad. And you don't know whether to trust somebody grown or not because you don't know if they got your best interest at heart, she says. I didn't want for my son to be assaulted, but he was assaulted. Now, Chatina Johnson's son, referred to as DL in the lawsuit, didn't go to classes for the rest of the week after the searches. He said he felt sick each morning, and Johnson wanted him to rest. Now he goes home to use the bathroom during the school day, she says. 3 parents told Mississippi Today that district officials reached out to them about an incident on February the 10th, but assured them their children were clear of wrongdoing. They said they got the runaround when they reached back out after their children described the graphic details of the searches. 3 parents received apologies and others didn't. One says, I was told there was nothing to worry about, that it was handled. He was trying to rush me off the phone. This is what Tiffany Greer, whose son is referred to as AG in the lawsuit, said of a conversation with the Attala County School Superintendent, Ryan Thompson. She says, my child was really going to the bathroom and he had to be treated like a prisoner. Okay, this is what she said she kept thinking about afterwards. She said she was particularly angry when she heard that her son was threatened with suspension if he did not expose his privates for an officer to search. Now, if there's no charges, my child wants to if there are no changes, my child wants to move district, she says. I'm looking to see if there are changes in the district too. Now, the personnel changes should have happened immediately anyway. 6 of the plaintiffs told Mississippi Today that they're hoping for accountability and for the district officials to explain why the strip search happened in the first place. They said they still don't understand how a vape detector siren set off a chain of events that led to the alleged violation of their children's constitutional rights. It makes it hard to just be comfortable and okay with sending your child to school knowing that it has taken place, because then you have all kinds of questions like, has this happened before or will it happen again? Okay, exactly, honey. So this is just all some sick stuff. These people are some freaks in my opinion. Okay, because this was all absolutely unnecessary and they had no business. Now I want y'all to look at this right here. This poor little old boy, this is so darn sad. Look at this big woman sitting her big butt up in here in this grocery cart, got this little boy pushing her around.
Bruh, I know we ain't fucking serious right now. Get the fuck out and
You know
push
what?
that motherfucking kid in, bro. Hold up, give me 1 second, bro. Give me 1 second. He can't even do it. He can't even do it.
That's child abuse. Okay, that is absolutely child abuse. Make it all make sense. Hold on.
These people like Chud the Builder and now all the weird little copycats and those girls on the boat screaming slurs, do they not find it a little strange that they're just obsessed? Like, these people don't have jobs and they just go around harassing Black people and then running away and calling the cops if the person gets in their face or brandishing a weapon or doing whatever. Like, do you not feel like you're the pussy in this situation, that you, when confronted, you run away or you pig out and try to call the police, or you're like on a boat with all of your white friends and what you choose to do with your free time and your fun time is to be racist on the internet and be like obsessed and constantly thinking about Black people? I just don't know how these people see that, like, think that they're the winners. It doesn't make sense to me. You're obsessed. You're spending all of your time thinking and talking and trying to be around Black people. Like, get a grip.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why, like I told you all, Black people need to absolutely ignore them. Okay, they get a kick out of it. They want to get a rise out of us, but honey, they will get none out of me. Okay, I don't have time for the BS or the foolishness. Okay, yeah, you're obsessed clearly, but be obsessed from a distance. Okay, don't run up on me, honey, because it's not going to turn out good. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about what's going on down here in Atlanta, honey, because this is all so sad. This is a really disturbing story out of Atlanta, and I just had to bring this to you all, okay? Because if you all only knew the hardships that people have to endure down here in the South, in Georgia, especially in Atlanta, it is just really heartbreaking to say the least. And I want you all to pay attention to this because I too have been a victim of this at the IRS.
minding my business, doing my work, and I looked through my peripheral vision, and there was a rat right there by my footstool. We looked at each other. It screamed, I screamed, and it ran back down the hall.
Several IRS employees tell CBS News Atlanta their building in Chamblee is full of unwanted guests.
They have found 8 rat nests in this building. Each nest can hold up to 100 rats. Rats multiply.
Denise Wells Gomez with the National Treasury Employees Union says the building is full of rat droppings, live rats, dead rats and traps, rat traps on the outside of the building, mold, and collapsing ceilings.
When they came back from Memorial Day, this main building here had more rats in it. And now they're seeing like dead rats and traps, rats in their desks, feces all over the place.
Wells Gomez says some employees have resorted to sitting on their desk to avoid contact with the floor. Others have become ill.
They go up in the ceiling, they crawl in the walls. You don't know how many you got in there until you really shut down that building and it's quiet and they come out.
Toya Lytle Wilson is a current employee.
I don't know if I'm gonna come in my desk and have someone sitting at my desk doing my job. That's a rat. And I'm not trying to crack a joke or nothing about that, but I don't need it. I got coworkers. I don't need that type of coworker.
She says workers feel forced to show up to the building, worried they could lose their jobs if they don't. A protest was held outside of the building Thursday afternoon. The crowd was small, we're told, due to fears of retaliation for management.
I worked in this building for 17 years.
Linda Ashley retired last November
Oh, just the thought of it.
because she couldn't deal with the conditions any longer.
I used to be afraid to wear open-toe shoes because I didn't know if something would crawl across my toes. So we'd like to get back to focusing on the work and not worrying about coming to work and if we're going to bring back any type of viruses or diseases home to our families.
Now that the IRS is allowing employees to work remotely, current employees say they hope that they can return to a rat-free building.
Honey, they just need a whole new building at this point, okay? I just wouldn't trust it. This is all so nefarious at the end of the day. Okay, can you imagine? It's all so sad. Now, I'll tell you what's even more sad. Listen to this. Now, I'm not even joking, but this poor woman was trying to stop her ex-husband, who was clearly drunk. She was trying to stop him from driving away drunk, and she got run over. Let's get into it because this is really sad. But, you know, as to that rat situation, I would not have been coming to work. Okay, I'd have been thinking that maybe one of those things will jump in my purse or bag and I'm going to take it home. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
On June 21st, Frazier's ex-husband unexpectedly arrived at her house. In one clip, he's seen walking to his truck while drinking from a flask. The family says Frazier got into the truck to stop him from driving drunk. He eventually got out, but moments later ran back to the driver's seat. Open your door. As he pulled away, you can see Frazier grab the passenger door and bang on the window. We stopped the video just before she lost her grip, falling beneath the truck.
This just hit us like a storm. You know, we didn't see this coming from a mile away.
Video then shows her ex-husband returning to the house and walking up to her at the bottom of the driveway. After this moment, video shows him dragging her body to the house.
To not even call 911, not to try to do CPR, but to drag them up a driveway. It's just, it's heartless.
The family says after bringing her inside, he changed her clothes before calling her son. When her son arrived, the family says he told him he didn't know what had happened.
For her son to see that, it was just not called for.
DeKalb County Police told me they can't discuss details because the investigation remains active.
She was an angel on earth, and she didn't deserve what he did to her.
We really want to get justice for this because we lost a very special person in our family.
And the family also shared a letter. They say Frazier's estranged husband wrote the day of the incident, describing his struggle to move on from the relationship. They also say surveillance video caught him coming back to this property hours after that incident, removing items from a backyard storage. Now, it says around 2 a.m. on June 21st.
That is so sad. Prayers and condolences to the family. I mean, can you imagine? She was trying to help him and ended up losing her life. And the best that he could do is drag her by her heels up the driveway and then change her clothes, doing all of that, trying to cover up his crimes. That is all so sad and clearly deplorable. Okay? But let's continue because you guys need to learn. Some of you all need to learn how to stay out of these toxic relationships. Okay, let's get into it because some of these people are out here just doing the most. I don't even know how people stay in relationships with them. Okay, now this man has been dealing with this girlfriend or ex-girlfriend's toxic behavior, including her breaking into his home.
Be with me after everything I've done for you. You don't want to be with me? Say it again. Let me hear you say it again.
You're really creeping me out.
Say it again.
You're saying you're gonna post and blackmail me on Twitter? What are you talking about?
Go ahead and reach me. How fucking hard was that?
You fucking crazy.
How fucking hard
What's wrong
was
with you?
that?
You're insane.
Now I'm gonna fucking harass you all fucking night, bitch.
Huh? Look there.
Get the fuck out of the way!
Can you relax?
No!
What am I doing?
Why do you think that me punching somebody 3 times my size is anything compared? Give me the keys now. Give me the keys now. See? When I tell you, I'll have to fucking go.
Seems like you have the fucking password.
Your registered sex offender.
Huh?
I'm also telling your registered sex offender. Go back to the car and we're talking now. Go back to the car. Go back to the car and we're talking. Go back to the car and we're talking.
Okay, that's also ghetto and clearly crazy. Now, he's been dealing with her. I was going to say she practices kicking doors down, but she's not getting better at it. Listen, he's been dealing with her for 6 years. Sir, you've had ample time to leave. I don't know why he's bringing this to the internet at this point. And then you have this sorry arse. I'm not even going to get into this next story. I'm just going to bypass that for now because I don't even feel like being caught up in it. Okay. But let's talk about this influencer who went over to Dubai and mom of TikToker accused of killing boyfriend in Dubai begs for her little girl to be spared the firing squad. I say, what now? This is all crazy. Have y'all heard about this? She went to Dubai, but she was met by a firing squad. Hold on, let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Here we go. I had not heard about this. This is all crazy.
Stop playing around out there. So the story behind this young lady is she met somebody online, Facebook, out there in Dubai. You know what I'm saying? One of them people flew out there the first time. It was all good, all blah, 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 all this romance, Jimmy Crack Corn, I don't care. Came back, went to go fly back out there again. Things got strange. He only got a one-way ticket, got abusive, got aggressive, and supposedly, allegedly, she was protecting herself because they got into a fight, etc. And she grabbed the knife, ended up stabbing him. He ended up dying. Now you facing the firing squad in Dubai. Y'all chicks better go ahead with your nonsense. Go ahead with your forehead, just making journeys and carrying on, because this too could be you. Y'all sitting there thinking, oh, I need a man out here that's going to pay this, that, third, that, all this, that, third. All of a sudden, you got some. You understand, these people in these countries don't respect women. They don't have no respect. You're actually below grade to them. Women are at the bottom of the status. They're the top. Y'all are at their feet. For the most part. Most of these places like this, in those countries over that area. So y'all go out there thinking it's all good. Now you about to get shot up because there ain't nobody gonna believe. Then you gotta start looking at the laws in these countries, et cetera, et cetera. So this ain't New York, self-defense. So this ain't United States, rather. So y'all be careful out there.
And that's the thing. People go to these different countries and don't even know the laws there. Okay, so let's talk about it because here's what they say happened. The mom of a UK TikToker charged with murdering her boyfriend in Dubai is begging for her to be spared death by the firing squad. Now, accused killer Brooke George, age 23, is holed up in a cramped 10-woman cell as she faces execution for allegedly stabbing William Treby to death. Okay, her mom, Tess, gave this information to The Sun. She says, "Don't make my little girl face the firing squad." The mom begged of her daughter, begged for her daughter, who she claims was beaten and abused by the man she'd met online. So as you can imagine, she's terrified. She's vulnerable. She doesn't know what to do. This is what her mother is saying. Now, George, a Kent native with around 100,000 followers on TikTok, allegedly stabbed Treby, who's 26, with a kitchen knife in what London-based organization detained in Dubai claims was an act of self-defense after he lashed out. So she faces either death by firing squad or life in prison with no prospect of parole. The penalties for premeditated murder in the UAE, that's what it is, okay? Either death by firing squad or life in prison. So George and Treby met online in April and had already visited him. She had already visited him in Dubai twice. But during the second visit, he became increasingly controlling and abusive. She didn't know that about those men. They're absolutely, controlling and abusive. Now, her concerns escalated when she realized he had only booked her a one-way ticket. According to the support group. Now, George claimed that she was assaulted by an intoxicated Treby in their car after a night out in Jumeirah. I hope that's how you say it. It's a village. Now, with a bust-up continuing upon her return to her apartment. So her family knew something wasn't right. The first day when she called home, everything seemed okay, according to her mom. But the second day, she said she was being left on her own a lot, which never happened. Now, before she was jovial, she was living her best life. Now she was just very jittery and kept saying, I kept saying, "What's up and what's going on?" "Oh, I don't know." Then she was talking about wanting to come home. Now, George was repeatedly punched by Treby, according to detained in Dubai, before realizing he was in possession of her passport. Let me tell you what this sounds like. This sounds like trafficking. This sounds like he didn't want a relationship with her. It sounds to me like he called her there, flew her out there for trafficking. Because if you all remember, when I told you all when I was younger, me and my friend who was half black and half Korean, she was a very beautiful girl. These two Jamaican dudes were trying to get us to go. We met them at a club one night. And they were trying to get us to go to Jamaica with them and tell us about this big mansion that their friend Solomon had, and we could stay there and how we could make all this money and all this stuff. Anyway, I just was like, this all sounds crazy, and we don't even know them. I'm not going anywhere. But my friend, she went with them, and I've never seen or heard from her since. She made a phone call to me at work because we worked together. That's how I knew her. But she called me at work one day, whispering on the phone and saying that they had taken her identification, her passport, and that they had her staying in some seedy motel, and that they were making her, do things. And then as she's talking, I hear someone coming to the door and say, "Who the hell are you on the phone with?" And then the phone goes dead. And that's the last I heard of her ever. I always wondered what happened to her. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Because back then, I didn't know anything about trafficking. I'd never heard of it. I was like in my 20s. So, but as I got older and started hearing about these trafficking stories, that's clearly what it was. So that was their plan for both of us. Thank God I didn't go, because I have the spirit of discernment. Now, with that being said, that's what this sounds like. Because she gets there, then all of a sudden he takes her identification and her passport. She's been abused and all of this. So anyway, it sounds like that's what he had in mind, in my opinion. Now, the family says that she was crying and begging for her passport returned when she was punched hard in the face and then attacked. Brooke said she feared for her life, reaching for a kitchen knife within her grasp. But here's the thing. When he sent her the ticket, she didn't notice that the ticket was just one way. Because why would you go? Why would you go if the ticket's only one way? I would have had several questions. Okay, so a bruised and battered George was stopped at the airport before being charged with murder, even though detained in Dubai, claims the investigation hadn't even been fully completed. Now, she was in a state of shock and had visible bruising and injuries to her face and body when she was stopped at the airport. George was forced to be stripped naked in front of male officers without any female officers even being present. Okay, according to the organization, as they described the ordeal as deeply humiliating and distressing. The UK Foreign Office has said, we're in touch with a British woman detained in the UAE and we are supporting her family and we're in contact with local authorities. Honey, let me tell y'all something. These women better quit getting flued out, as they call it. Okay, because you don't know what's waiting on you on the other side of that ticket. Okay, you don't know what is waiting on you. And some of these people are out here thirst trapping and trying to, catch these men with all this money or whatever and thinking they're going to get something out of it. But all too often, it turns out real bad. Okay. Ashkan said, how can you let those guys get your passport? I'm looking at you, Bangladesh construction workers. Well, she probably just had it laying somewhere. Who knows? It could have just been lying around. I mean, she clearly wasn't expecting him to be trying to take it. So, but like I said, she should have had some sort of suspicions. She's a very pretty young lady. Let me show her picture. She should have had some sort of suspicions once she arrived and he started being all possessive and controlling and all of that. But also, even more so, when she saw she only had a one-way ticket. Okay, make that make sense. This is her. That is so sad. Prayers for her family and condolences because they're going to definitely take her in front of that firing squad, okay? Unless the UK can do something real quick, but they better hurry. This is all crazy. Let me tell you something. You see, whenever I would travel outside of the country, I'm going to make sure I know the rules and the laws and the etiquette and everything, the culture and all of that. And I learned that a long time ago. If you all remember that 16-year-old teenager from the United States who went over to Singapore and was over there spraying graffiti on public property and stuff, and then he had to get caned over there where they take these huge sticks made of bamboo, I believe, and they soak them in some sort of liquid and then they beat you with them and it's supposed to be very painful. You all remember that? And then also that movie with Claire Danes. What was the name? It Broke Down Palace. Y'all remember that? Broke Down Palace, honey. After I saw that movie, I don't have time for it. And I remember in the early 2000s, me and some of our friends flew over to Mexico, okay, to Cancun, Mexico for spring break. And the two silly girls that I decided to room with at the hotel, they brought, I don't know where they got it from. They couldn't have brought it on the plane. So I guess they purchased it in Mexico. But they bought Mary Jane. Okay, that's what they bought, weed. And then had the nerve to have it in the hotel room. Now, mind you, I was out hanging out with other friends who also went there, but they were staying in different hotels. And when I get back, they have a room full of guys that I don't know and they don't either. Clearly, they must have just met them. But because they were all from the US, I guess they thought it was cool to hang out. I don't know. But they're all up there hanging out with all these dudes in the room, smoking all this weed. And when I knock on the door, because I can't get in with my key, because they have the deadbolt on it, one of the dudes opens and says, "Who are you?" Sir, this is my room. Who the hell are you? And what's all this smoke? So once I saw that, I was so upset. I just went in on them. And so then the next day, I went and spent the night with my other friends. The next day when I came back, they were gone. The room was cleaned. The maid had already been there. And they had a bag of weed sitting on the nightstand. And I'm thinking, the maid has come in here and I bet you she saw that weed. Okay, now that was so crazy to me because the first day we got there was a guy we saw get arrested by the Mexican authorities because he was standing outside smoking a blunt. Okay. And then we heard later on that his friends were going to have to call the U.S. Embassy and all of that. So with that being said, or call the UN and everything. So with that all being said, Ashkan, I'm going to kick you out of here. Ashkan said that was supposed to be the maid's tip. So let me tell you what I ended up. What I ended up doing with the Mary Jane was I flushed it down the toilet. Okay, and I didn't even tell them that's what I did. So when they came back to the room and didn't see it, the first thing they said was, "Oh, the maid stole our weed." Nah, the maid didn't steal it. I flushed it. Because y'all not about to get me locked up over in Mexico with your dumb selves. Okay, I was so ticked off. After that, I just didn't want anything else to do with them. Okay, said they left me a gift. They didn't leave me a gift, honey, because I don't smoke. Neither did I then, and neither do I now. Okay, please pay attention. Okay, so anyway, that's story time for today. Let me out of here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Also, let me put the link for the next live in here, which will be tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Okay, as I said, for those of you that may have come in late, I'm going to have Chris King, who's been working very relentlessly on this whole case with Carmelo Anthony. Okay, he's going to be on here and we're going to be chopping it up. And so let me just put the link in the chat. And shout out to my replay gang who's going to catch this later. Okay, so with that all being said, listen, I love you all to life. I hope you enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Enjoy your strong end, not the weekend, leaving you in a weakened state of mind. And remember, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always, beloveds, remember to keep the Most High first in your lives. Until next time, peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got